Hello, YouTube. This is my little journey. I'm gonna become the best fisherman. If you don't want to become the best fisherman in Albion Online, then fuck you. This is all about becoming the best fisherman. So today we're gonna do a basic route. Essentially, we're just gonna visit a local near Bridgewatch fish location because you can get surprisingly good prices for a lot of these places. Now we are playing during peak hours, so we might get some whack ass shit. This is where we're going, by the way, because here you get the same shit, but there's less people, and you have easier routes while you're fishing. But yeah, this is just gonna be a video to like chill out to, hear some Albion sounds. Feel free to turn this on in the background, go to sleep. That's what I'm gonna do later, because I love the sound of my own voice that much. But yeah, you'll notice we aren't fighting shit on the way. I'm trying to get there as fast as possible so I can spend all of the time that I'm gonna have on my food buff. Accurately represented. So you got two different kind of buffs that you're mainly going to be focused on in fishing. Number one is your food buff. Number two is your bait. I'll show you how to equip both of those. Food, you just equip it like you regularly would. Fancy fish bait, though, you got to use that shit, which takes valuable time out of your day. So that's why you pre-use it. You find a little spot, then you eat your snack, and then you go. Oh shit. No! I left my fishing rod at home. No way can you leave your fishing rod at home in an actual recording. That's not right. Where did I leave it? God, I hope I left it in Bridgewatch. If it's in another fucking location, I'm gonna shit myself. I don't have the money to be flying around like I'm a goddamn economist. Whenever I do get any big hits, you'll know. Because the big hits are kind of important. Essentially what we're looking for is axolotls. And if we get a whack-ass, crazy-ass little funky zone, we're just looking for crabs. Because crabs are very valuable. God, I hope I left my goddamn... my fishing rod in here. That shit was tier 5. That was expensive. Oh, thank God. Alright. You don't even need to have it equipped. You just gotta have it in your inventory. Let me make my camera a little bit smaller over here. I hope that's not too loud. That's my new graphics card. I didn't get it for recording, but I got it for recording. Now you might be asking, what's your fisherman rank? What's all that shit? Why are you starting to aim to be the best fisherman in Albion Online? Well, the goal is not to be necessarily the best gear-wise right now. The thing is, I want to be the most noteworthy fisherman. I want that notoriety. I want that street cred. I want to walk into a town and people ask, "Oh, you're that fishing guy, right?" And I got private prices for private buyers. Alright, now that we got that shit figured out, let's walk back up here and fish. Now, the fishing minigame isn't necessarily the most entertaining thing in the world, so I'll try to do some commentary. I'm a social guy. I might talk to people. Looks like we got a bunch of new players out around here right about now. Interesting. Sometimes I feel like I'm the old fisherman that sits down by the dock and whispers about the youngins. I'm not that in real life. I actually am a preschool teacher. It's kind of funny. Okay, now we go look for more. The striped carp isn't something that we're necessarily looking for. Ideally, we'd want to be in a higher area, ideally tier 5 or 6 or better. Because there you can get tier 5 and 6 and 7 fish. And those are really good. Those get you a lot of big dollars. But this way goes faster. Because the easier the fish are to catch, the more of them you get. I was thinking about live streaming this, and then I was like, yeah, live streaming having to entertain people live would be bullshit. I'm a fisherman, I don't really like people. Apolitical darkness, huh? That's gotta be one of them doomers I've been hearing about. I've been trying to get better at this whole fishing rotation thing, but really it's mostly luck, I've found. Ideally, what you're looking for is just a big area, like just massive surface area where there's just a lot of fish that can be close enough to you that you can cast the line. Generally, when you're fishing, the fish are light enough that you don't get the heavy penalties, especially if you got an ox. This is a tier 5 ox that I'm using right now. I can't use the tier 6 stuff yet. I'm working on that. Yeah. And there's exponential gains with the upgrades in gear. It just makes more sense to sort of float around a little bit. I feel like I'm not really safe if I don't have tier 6 gear, and I can't really buy it right now. Oh, there we go, axolotl, stone stream lurcher. There we go. Those are highly valuable. There's a lot of things that they trade for, a lot of foods that they make. Now, obviously, in bulk, these things are good too, but... you know, it's not something you see every day. I'm mostly a freshwater fish guy. Although, next video, I think I'm going to do some saltwater fishing. So I'll be headed down to the coast. Probably just chilling out. Probably late on a Tuesday night how I'm doing this. The most important thing about being a fisherman in Albion is maintaining focus. It's very easy to get distracted in this game and lose sight of where you are and where you're going. Lose your rotation, as you will. But the monsters don't chase it for too long. And it's easy to get stuff when you see it coming. Generally, I like to do one lap around each location and then check other locations. We only have enough money for one pot pie today, so when we come back next time, we'll have more pot pies and I can have a little bit of a longer video. Or who knows, maybe 30 minutes is just the right length. We'll see. You know, I try to have a calming voice most of the time. It's easy for me because I'm pretty exhausted at the end of every day, as most people are. I find that I sleep especially well after I have a nice calming round of fishing. It gives me a little bit of that good juju at the end of the day, you know? When I was a little kid, I was a way better sleeper. I used to sleep up a storm. My mom actually had major issues getting me off of my nap, and now that I teach preschool, I sort of see where she's coming from with that. Oh shit, that guy's fishing too. That guy's Spanish though. I don't speak no Spanish. You may notice several accents come out of this mouth. One of them is the Texan accent. I'm not originally from Texas, but I spent a lot of time there, and it's a great place, especially South Texas, where I'm from. think the cuisine down there is some of the best in the world. Although if I had to say, my favorite type of American cuisine is definitely Northeastern. That's some of the best stuff you can get. Especially the clams. Oh my god, they're so good. But ain't nothing beat good old-fashioned Texas steak. Ain't nothing beat some good old-fashioned Tex-Mex street tacos. That shit is delicious. And yes, I am gonna swear. Because I'm around kids all day, I can't help it. Alright, last one. Then we might have to move on to a new location. Let me eke it out here. Where's the map to a higher tier location? Does Bronze have? Yeah, Bronze has a lake. Any other Albioners out there? If you got somebody that does cooking that needs a fish supplier, I'm all for it. I tend to help out as much as I can for my friends that need helping. In my guild, I'm not a primary contributor, but I am able to commit raw resources. Although the refining process is no, not NM. Alright, yes, I am headed this way. Wait, am I? Yes. The open market here, though, it's a lot more rewarding than real capitalism. Most of my skills aren't necessarily the easiest to capitalize on. I'm a classically trained musician, and I'm a music teacher. I'm a pretty good music teacher from what I've seen, but teaching's a very difficult career, and I'd, rather make my money not teaching little kids. I'm planning on getting a little master's here in a couple years, but I'll tell you all about that once it happens. Is that salt water over there? Is that salty water that they've been talking about over there? I'll check it out. We're burning daylight anyway. This is a tier 5 zone? Yes, it is. So we might find some tier 5 fish. I try to quiet my belches, but they will come. Especially since I drink the sparkling water, not sponsored. Yet. I find it helps with my drug abuse issues. To drink those instead of other shit. Oh, looks like somebody's abandoned this place. Let that guy grow pretty big. Goddamn. Oh, hello. That's a dungeon. I don't need to go in there. I want to go down to this old beach down here. See if I can't find some little fish. Huh, I don't know if I can find little fish down here. In the salt water. Can I? No. Alright, we'll make it to the lake. I like these types of dungeons. The corrupted dungeons are especially fun because you can have somebody invade and take you down, steal some of your stuff. I like that. I like a little bit of risk. because you're just building stuff up, you know. Just have it torn down, but at least this is a safe place to play with that, you know. I find that there's a lot of unsafe places, especially now for modern children to engage in the modern world, and it's a little bit of a challenge sometimes, you know. You gotta keep your head on your shoulders. Oh, I forgot the bait, but here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a biter. Yeah, there you go. Tier 6er. Getting things in bulk like that, especially a tier 6er, is a little rare, but ain't nothing wrong with it. Looks like we got a fellow fisherman out here, just enjoying the day. Might send him a message, might send him a little hello. Oh, he too is a focused man. But he's just fishing in one spot. I gotta be smart about it, I gotta look around. Well, looks like he's already got most of this spot. Damn, get that guy out of here. Oh, what's this? Oh. One wood log. That's alright, I guess. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more than points. Maybe I can catch him just with bait out here. But we'll see. We'll walk around one time. I fish this lake sometimes in the evenings, sometimes late in the nights, and generally on the Americas server most people aren't on. But there's one or two of us that show up around here, and well, sometimes we get to chatting, and they're alright folks for the most part. I do find a couple people out there who, you know, aren't necessarily focused on their real life, but I like to stay connected to the real world. I don't like to talk about bummer subjects, especially politics nowadays. It's all sort of a downward spiral, as some people have called it. But I do think that some positive things are happening nowadays. I like that Monkey D. Luffy guy. All those people using him in their protests. I think that's hilarious. Mostly just because I think Luffy's a very funny character. A very innocent character, but one that doesn't have as much respect for authority as some other people do. And I'll tell you this, my respect for authority has significantly decreased recently. Mostly just because my parents are getting older and I'm getting older, and you know, I can't afford to live anywhere else but with my parents right now, so I have to deal with them, but for the most part they're alright. Be nice to your parents, because you never know when they're going to be gone. Alright, gotta stay focused. I'm getting thirsty. But I'll tell you this. Ooh, the red axolotl. Yeah, those are good. Alright, is he gone? Did he leave? I think he left. Let's see if we got any more around here. I like that meme, we must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Maybe I can get something around here. Show up. Generally, I like to go into the crazy ass spooky zones and see what happens. This is gonna be a log watch. It's gonna be a fucking log. Yep, fucking log. You know, sometimes life gives you the tier 6'er, sometimes life gives you a log. What can you ask for, really? I've been meaning to upgrade to that tier 5 fish bait, but it ain't been on the... Ooh, the eels. The eels. The eels. The eels are incredible, I tell you what. I'm using all sorts of recipes. They're very useful to have around. I tend to hoard those, sell them in bulk. Oh, god, this motherfucker. He ran his ass into me. You bitch. You freak. You little fucking freak. You fucking interrupted my goddamn fishing. Piece of shit. I gotta DM this guy. That motherfucker interrupted my goddamn fishing. People in Albion chat are the wildest, because sometimes they'll be asking how do I do my taxes, other times they'll be asking about specific subreddits that I care not to mention. We caught that motherfucker in 4K. Of course she said sorry, he's a good man. Don't get distracted now. Hang on. I'm just trying to do some honest work out here. Sometimes commentating on live chat is good content. Sometimes it is not. Oh, this guy's still fucking here. What's he doing? Trying to steal my goddamn fish? Son of a bitch. We might have to go find another spot. Preferably somewhere low traffic, high yield. But hey, fishing's a waiting game, brothers. You know, it ain't always the same. Let's look up north. They got some fishing over there. Oh yeah, they got fishing up there. Alright, let's go that way. gonna be a better fishing place for us anyways. I'll show off my haul that I sell at the end of every video here, so I'll make sure to timestamp that for you. Alright, looks like we only got a couple minutes left here on that guy, but no worries. We'll let it go when it's time. Oh, how I have the recording set up, it doesn't fuck with my my Steam notifications. I like that. I don't like having my Steam notifications puts with. Oh, goddamn. I got distracted. I gotta stay focused, brothers. I must stay focused. Almost lost that one. That's a tier 6er right there. What I'm looking for, though, is those tier 6 eels, I tell you what. One of those will set you up right for a while. Alright, that looks like our pot pie nearly is done. We only got one more on the bait. I'll cut us back here when after I catch this last fish. Here we go. Last one. What are we gonna get? Looks like we got another tier 6er. Alright. This is my haul for today. I'll organize it by tier for you. We got tier 1s, tier 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. Now, this is pretty average for about 30 minutes, but if I was farming for longer, I could probably get more. Let's go real quick do the update. I got 3,138 this time, and, well, let's return to base. So we'll see how much after that tax. We'll probably have about 2,000-ish, which I'm not worried about. I can pay all my stuff with that. We did get some shit here. What did we get? Goddamn. Oh, I already must have claimed all this shit. What else is new? What happened? Oh, unclaimed rewards. Oh, Whisper. And that. We got some tomes of knowledge. Good stuff. Alright. I will see you guys back in the Bridge Watch Market. This was Fishing Hours with Hal. I hope you all have an excellent adventure, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.